Bonjour, bonjour et bienvenue. Comment allez-vous? J'espère que vous allez bien. Aujourd'hui, c'est le dernier jour de ce challenge. Je suis vraiment excitée. Et vous? Ah bon. Okay, so I'm really very excited that we've come to the end of this challenge today. And today I'm dropping the best topic and video and the best lesson ever. Yeah, of all of this, I'm really so proud of this one. It took me 2 days to put this together. And I'm really excited that I'm going to be sharing this with you to help you. I know most of you have had issues. Most of you who are in the intermediate levels, maybe have issues. I don't know when to use the imperfect. I don't use the passé composé. Don't worry. By the end of this lesson, you would have known how to use them. And one more thing I would appeal to you, please, if you know that you've not subscribed to my channel, please, it would be a great displeasure to me that you came here, you learned free, and yet you couldn't subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm begging you. Please subscribe to my channel. Please, just hit the subscribe button, okay? I always have videos. I will post videos. You see, my videos are very informative. They help you grow in your French learning. So please subscribe so you could stay in touch and know when I post a new video, and you could come here and learn for free. All right, let's look at the scheme. Yeah, so we started with getting to know the infinitive of the pronouns, and we kept growing. We got to know the auxiliary verbs, the ER verbs, the IR, the RE verbs, and then we began looking at irregular verbs, highly irregular verbs, and we also looked at the modal verbs. Here it's very important. We looked at them, and we looked at reflexive verbs. So this is one type of verb a lot of people have issues with. And here I treated it very well. So please go and watch it if you haven't. And then we stepped up to the passé composé. So I began with just treating passé composé with avoir, then later I added with être. And then we looked at the future tense. So I taught you how to communicate in the present tense, and I taught you how to communicate in the past tense. I also taught you how to communicate in the future tense. And now, for today, for this last lesson, we'll be looking at the imperfect tense. It's also a form of past tense, but the thing is, when do you use it? A lot of people are confused as when do I use the imperfect tense? When do I use the passé composé? Most people love the passé composé because it's quite easy to form, and people kind of like to pronounce that A and all of that. So let's write on and see the imperfect tense, and then we would look at when to use the imperfect and the passé composé in your writing and in your speaking. All right, let's go. And get ready, you have a lot of tasks to do here. Okay, c'est parti. Imperfect, l'utilisation. So there are basically three uses of this verb. So, pour décrire des actions habituelles passées, situer une scène dans le passé et décrire des états ou des conditions passées. So, to describe past habits. So something one used to do often in the past. And situer une scène, to set a scene, describe a scene or something. Décrire des états et des conditions passées, to describe states and conditions in the past. For example, I can say, oh, ce jour-là, j'étais malade. Ce jour-là, j'étais très excitée. So, vous voyez, c'est aussi, j'ai été très excitée. Non, it's imperfect. All right, let's write. Okay, first, how do you form the imperfect tense? How do you form the imperfect tense? So let's go here. So I still left here. On utilise l'imparfait pour exprimer des habitudes passées. On utilise imparfait avec une durée indéfinie. So it doesn't have a clear start and an end date. Like if I say something like, avant, je buvais du café tous les jours. So is there a start date and an end date there? So it's just there. Yeah, it's something that was repeated kind of written in the past. So, but it's not also saying if I have stopped or I'm still doing. So that's it. So that's with the imperfect. Imperfect permet de faire une description au passé. It allows you to be able to make descriptions of the past. All right, let's continue. Avant, j'habitais à Montréal et je travaillais chez Bell. So whenever you have to make sentences that sound like, I used to, yeah, that's empathy. I used to, I was, yeah, that's empathy. I was working. I used to live at Montréal. I was working at Bell. That's it. Quand j'étais jeune, j'ai étudié le français. So that's it. So once you're having, yeah, that shows you it's imperfect. So how do we form the imperfect tense? Let's see how to form the imperfect tense. On prend la première personne du pluriel au présent. So the first person plural and the present tense is nous. So it's nous. So any verb you conjugate, so that's it. Is the nous you're picking. So let's take, for example, er verb, let's use parler, and then so it will be nous parlons. So parlons, yeah, so hold on. So parlons, R-L-O-N, yeah. So parlons, you will remove the ONS. These are the endings of the imperfect. So you have to get familiar with them. AIS, you have to look for how to remember them. AIS, AIS, AIT, IONS, IEZ, AIENT. So maybe you have to continue with constant use to remember. Maybe you have to make a song of it. Maybe you have to, so you can remember. So when you take out the ONS there, then you are left with PARL. You place it for all the subject pronouns, and then you add those endings, and you've gotten it. Same for finir, the same thing you do. Nous finissons. You take out the ONS, and then you add AIS, AIS, AIT. That's it for all the persons, and you've gotten it. So that's the verb savoir. That's the verb savoir. It's the same thing. It works for all verbs, including avoir. It works for all verbs, except the verb être. So the verb être, first person plural is nous sommes, so you cannot use nous sommes. Rather, you will use the second person plural, être. Vous êtes, vous êtes. When you take out the es there, you are left with et. Then you can add the endings like I did there. J'étais, tu étais, il était, nous étions, vous étiez, ils étaient. So did you notice something? These are pronounced the same way. This and this are pronounced the same way. So the singulars and the third person plural have the same pronunciation. J'étais, tu étais, il était, ils étaient. Okay, except that we're doing liaison here. Yeah, but the word is était. Était, that's the same. Était, 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 and était. Same pronunciation. Okay, let's look at other verbs. So that's it for être. We're done with être. So for avoir, nous avons. So you take out the ONS and you have AV and D. You have j'avais, tu avais, il avait, elle avait, nous avions, vous aviez, ils avaient, elles avaient. Faire, nous faisons. Take out the ONS and you're left with FAIS. Then you go ahead, you add the endings. Je faisais, tu faisais, il, elle faisait, nous faisions, vous faisiez, il, elle faisait. So you notice something? The singulars and the third person plural are pronounced the same way, except that in cases where the verb begins with a vowel, there's a liaison with the S in the plural pronoun, except that. Okay, so let's look at parler, ER. Je parlais, tu parlais, il, elle parlait, il, elle parlait, nous parlions, vous parliez, et elle parlait. That's it. So, je parle, tu parles, il parle, singular, and il parle, plural, are pronounced the same way. Let's go to the next one. Fini, je finissais, tu finissais, il, elle finissait, nous finissions, vous finissiez, Il, elle finissaient. Good. So now we have successfully learned how to conjugate verbs in the imperfect tense. I guess you're happy at this point. So the next thing, let's look at the uses again. Now we know how to conjugate the verbs. Let's look at the application of the uses. Okay, so we know the uses. So there were 3 things we saw there. Let's look at the application. All right, let's go. Description des routines quotidiennes. Let's go, routine. Donc, on peut utiliser l'imparfait pour décrire les routines quotidiennes passées. Routine. OK? Le matin, par exemple, le matin, je me réveillais. À 7 heures, je me brossais les dents et je prenais mon petit déjeuner. Ensuite, j'allais à l'école en bus. J'écoutais souvent de la musique pendant le trajet. À midi, je déjeunais à la cantine avec mes amis. Nous parlions de nos cours et de nos projets. So here, routine. That's it in the past. Okay, let's go to the next one. Action habituelle. Action habituelle. Pour exprimer ce qu'on fait régulièrement dans le passé. Exemple, nous allions à la plage chaque été. Quand j'étais enfant, je jouais au football tous les après-midi. Tous les matins, il lisait le journal en prenant son café. Elle faisait toujours ses devoirs après l'école. So, for this one, there's always that time indicator showing the frequency. Yeah, the frequency, chaque été. Tous les matins, the frequency. Tous les après-midi, excusez-moi. Tous les matins et après l'école. That's it. And let's look at the last one. Récite utilisant à la fois l'imparfait et le passé composé. So this is when you are storytelling. Receipt, storytelling, yes. Storytelling or recounting something that happened in the past. And imagine you have to talk about a wedding you attended last weekend. You would make descriptions. Of course, you will talk about how the day was, the weather was fine or it rained. You will talk about the guests arriving, talk about the bride, how beautiful she looked, and the dances, how things were done. Those are descriptions. So that helps to paint a vivid picture of what the scenario would have looked like. So we use the imperfect to do that. C'est the same. OK. Dans un récit, l'imparfait permet de décrire une situation. That's it. Permet de décrire une situation, lieu, personne, etc. Par rapport au passé composé qui introduit une nouvelle action. So while the imperfect is describing the whole scenario and everything, the passé composé is introducing actions. It's talking about the actions. So you need to know, at this point, you need to be able to differentiate what is a description from what is an action. That's it. So, dans le récit nécessitant à la fois, oui, ça c'est ça. So let's look at this. Let's look at this. Quand j'étais jeune, j'allais souvent, so here, j'allais souvent chez mes parents. Un jour, nous avons décidé de faire une grande promenade dans la forêt. So here, you can see these are descriptions where you have this. Un jour, so one day, nous avons décidé. So this is an action. We decided. That's an action. To do what? To do that. Quand j'étais enfant, je jouais souvent dans le jardin. Un jour, j'ai trouvé un trésor caché sur un arbre. That's it also. Description, description, and it brings the action. Il faisait beau. Yeah, I like this one. Et nous nous promenions dans le parc quand soudain, il a commencé à pleuvoir. That's it. That's an action. Il a commencé. It started to rain. OK? Tous les étés, nous allions à la plage. L'été dernier, nous avons décidé, that's an action, de visiter une nouvelle ville côtière. Pendant que je faisais mes devoirs, mon frère a allumé la télé. Yeah, this action was ongoing. So what I notice about the imperfect and passé composé is that the imperfect is an action, a regular action that happens. Passé composé interrupts, it comes. It interrupts the action. It keeps interrupting, that's it. It interrupts the action, yes. So pendant que je faisais mes devoirs, that's the timeline running, mon frère a allumé, that's it. Passé composé, interrupts. Je me promenais dans la forêt quand j'ai entendu un bruit étrange. That's the same thing. So this person is walking, having a nice stroll, and then, boom, un bruit étrange. So that's it. The use of passé composé and imperfect in writing or in speaking. Okay, so how to mix them up when talking about something in the past. So that's it. Never use passé composé to make descriptions. It doesn't go. All right, let's look at this. All right, let's look here. L'été dernier, j'ai passé une semaine dans un club de vacances à la montagne. Passé composé. J'ai rencontré des gens très sympathiques qui faisaient de la randonnée. Ils m'ont proposé de les accompagner, mais j'avais envie de me reposer. So here, describing the state and conditions in the past, how the person felt at that particular. J'avais envie. You how did the person feel? Yeah. C'était la fin de l'hiver. Il neigeait encore. C'était, it was. Description. Il neigeait encore. Description. Un matin, un taxi s'est arrêté. Action. Devant notre maison, nous n'attendions personne. Nous avons regardé par la fenêtre. Action. Nous avons vu. Action. Un couple âgé sorti de la voiture. C'était mes grands-parents italiens. So I hope you've been able to see how to use passé composé and imperfect in your writing and in speaking when talking about the past. You've been able to see when you should employ the passé composé and when you should employ the imperfect tense. All right. Over to you. You can pause to do this. Okay, so I guess you're almost done. Écrivez les verbes entre parenthèses au passé composé ou à l'imparfait. Okay. Okay. I hope you paused. Done. All right, let's go. Let's see the correction. Allez, that's it. On naviguait tranquillement. Tout à coup, nous avons vu. J'ai essayé de réserver mes vacances en ligne et soudain, l'ordinateur s'est bloqué. Ida est arrivé un peu après 8 heures à la gare et on l'attendait depuis 1 heure. Le touriste faisait une visite guidée quand soudain le guide est tombé. Simon parlait avec Claude de leur prochaine destination. Tout à coup, le téléphone a sonné. So if you notice, all of these actions were just going imperfect. Then passé composé kept interrupting. That's it. Tout à coup, le téléphone a sonné. Interruption. Wait. Okay. For you, try doing this, please. Writing task. Write a short story. Yeah. About a memorable day from your childhood. Use the imperfect to describe the setting and habitual actions, and the passé composé to describe specific events that happened. Okay. Understood? Okay, let's see here. So you could do this. You could work with the structure. Introduction, set the scene with the imperfect. Describe where you were, who was with you, and what you usually did. Use phrases like quand j'étais enfant, chaque été, tous les matins. Things like this, phrases like this could help you. Expressions like this could help you. Main event, use the passé composé. Describe a specific memorable event or series of events that happened on that day. use phrases like un jour, soudain, tout à coup. Okay? Conclusion of English French. Reflect on the day. Wrap up your story by reflecting on how you felt about the event and why they were memorable. Okay? All right. So I share a sample text with you. I hope to see yours. I hope you would write yours and leave in the comments. I'll be very glad to correct it for you. Okay? Yes, I'll be very glad to correct it for you. Even if you're seeing this 2 years after, a year after, you could leave your work there. I'll be glad to correct it for you. Okay, so I share a sample with you there. So you can read that at your time. Okay, so I'm happy to have been able to share my knowledge with you for free. And I hope you learned something from this. And I'll be very glad to read from you. So you could leave a comment in this, you could leave a comment to tell me how you feel about this whole experience, about the challenge. I'll be very glad to read from you. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel to keep you to stay informed on my latest videos. I always post videos, so you can always come back and learn. I hope you got value for your time. Thank you for spending some time on my page. Wishing you the best. Au revoir.